40 years ago, We Are the World was released as a charity single written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie, produced by Quincy Jones, and performed by a supergroup of more than 40 of the biggest names in music. The song raised $80 million for famine relief in Ethiopia and other humanitarian causes. However, beyond its charitable impact, the recording session became famous for Bob Dylan's visibly uncomfortable demeanor, which has since become a widely shared meme symbolizing confusion, exhaustion, and being out of one's element. Dylan's participation in the project was surprising, given his reputation as a solitary artist who rarely engaged in large-scale collaborations. In the 1960s, he had been at the forefront of musical activism alongside Joan Baez and Phil Ochs. But by the mid-1980s, he was in a career slump. Seeking a comeback, he had hired producer Arthur Baker to modernize his sound and was making music videos for MTV. Being part of We Are the World was both a charitable act and a strategic career decision. However, Dylan later admitted he wasn't entirely convinced by the song's message, stating in an interview, "I don't think people can save themselves, you know." The recording session took place on January 28, 1985, immediately after the American Music Awards. Organizers were unsure whether Dylan would show up, but to everyone's surprise, he was one of the first to arrive. Journalist David Breskin, covering the event for Life magazine, described Dylan entering the studio early, sitting silently by the door, looking stone-faced. Unlike other stars who made grand entrances, Dylan's early arrival set an awkward tone. As more artists arrived, many flocked to greet Dylan, which only added to his discomfort. Diana Ross enthusiastically jumped into his lap. Billy Joel introduced him to his fiancée Christy Brinkley, and Al Jarreau had an emotional fan moment exclaiming, "My idol," only to be ignored as Dylan walked away. Bruce Springsteen, who idolized Dylan, received a more positive response, and Kim Carnes later recalled having a pleasant conversation with him. However, other artists overwhelmed Dylan with chatter, including Willie Nelson and Huey Lewis, who cornered him for a long conversation about golf, a sport Dylan dismissed, saying, "I've heard you had to study it." Once recording began, Dylan's discomfort became even more obvious. Footage shows him swaying offbeat, barely mouthing the lyrics, and looking lost. When it came time for his solo line, his nerves got the best of him. Struggling to find his voice, he mumbled through his first attempt while staring at the shaking lyric sheet in his hands. Quincy Jones noticed the problem immediately and decided to clear the studio, leaving only Lionel Richie and Stevie Wonder to help Dylan regain confidence. Wonder, known for his humor and warmth, sat at the piano and performed a pitch-perfect Bob Dylan impression, showing him how to sing his line in his own style. The moment broke the tension, and Richie reassured him, saying, "Just sing it like Bob Dylan." Dylan eventually delivered a take, though he remained unsatisfied, saying, "Ugh, I can do that better." Jones, eager to keep things moving, insisted, "That's fantastic." Dylan reluctantly accepted, saying, "All right, if you say so," and, for the first time that night, smiled. Despite his struggles, Dylan's signature raspy delivery became one of the song's most recognizable moments. The experience, though nerve-wracking for him, resulted in a performance that fit seamlessly into the historic recording, making it a moment of both musical and cultural significance.